Good evening and welcome to a Hoosier Heritage Heartland Conference battle tonight as the 14-3 Carroll Cougars, ranked 9th in Class 2A, get ready to battle the Sheridan Blackhawks, who are 9-8 with a 2-5 conference record. Along with Jan Bozer, I'm John Herrick, and we are getting close to the end of the high school boys basketball regular season. Both these teams trying to make a push. Jan, let's start with the visiting team in Sheridan. Of course, Bill Bowen in his first year as the head coach at Sheridan, but he's been coaching for more than 2 decades, and whenever you try to come into a school for the first year, it's a little bit difficult to kind of implement everything and get everything on the same page, but he's doing the best he can right now.
Yeah, but as I talk to you, he's no mystery to Sheridan. He was one of Sheridan's all-time leading scorers back in the early or late 60s, early 70s. And so while he's a first year there, he's no mystery name. People know Bill. He was a great athlete and a really good coach. They're fortunate to get him.
Carroll, Flora Cougars. They are 14-3. They had a couple losses at the end of December, but boy, they have really figured things out lately. They have won 6 games in a row. Big conference win for them 8 days ago at Clinton Central, where they won by 44. And one thing that stands out to me about this team, Jan, is the way they play defense. They're only giving up 46 points a game. Yeah,
very good defensively. Hey, not shabby offensively either. Just under 70 points a game. Listen, they were 24-2 last year, sectional regional champs. They just carried that momentum over this year. They are a team on fire.
What do you think about keys to the game for both teams tonight?
Well, I think tempo's going to be big because Carroll will want to push it. They'll want to put 70 plus on the board. Sheridan can't do that. They need to control tempo. Defensive pressure. Bill Bowen's all about pressure defense. If he can't do that, he'll slow down the tempo. And for Sheridan and Carroll, got to get to the free throw line tonight.
It is Sheridan and Carroll coming up. Last year when these two teams met on February 11th of 2022, Carroll won by 41 points, 66-25. Sheridan hoping to make it a lot more competitive here tonight. We'll have the national anthem and we come back, starting lineups and tip-off from Carroll. You are watching high school boys basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Henry. Henry is hip. Henry loves the new Mintel TV streaming app. And check out Helen. With features like Cloud DVR, Restart, and Look Back TV, Helen never misses her favorite shows. And this? Well, this is Bob. Bob can't contain his excitement for the new Mintel TV streaming app. Bob is proving that you actually can teach an old dog new tricks. What do you say, Bob? Does the Mintel TV app get a thumbs up? All right, Bobby-o. Mintel TV, the next generation of awesome, upgrade today. Finding affordable, quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there is now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a 3rd season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Many communities in rural America are often overlooked as underserved. These communities are being left behind due to lack of internet and access to state-of-the-art technology. That's why Mulberry Telecommunications provides rural broadband services and technology and is growing their presence in north central Indiana. Because every community deserves infrastructure and beyond. To learn more, contact us today.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable.
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. Carroll, by the way, is in white tonight. Sheridan is wearing their black road jerseys with the white numbers and letters, of course, the red trim there on the side of the jerseys as well. The Sheridan Blackhawks against the Carroll Flora Cougars in the last 35 years. It is Carroll having won 8 of 13 matchups. So let's take a look at the Sheridan starters first, led by Trent DeCrane, Tyler Gardner, Owen Bell, Caleb Wright, and then Parker Williams. And of course, everything starts and runs through Caleb Wright, Jan, averaging 18 points and 4 rebounds a game.
Quick trivia question for you. When's the last time Sheridan won a sectional?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
1983. You know who was on that team? Kevin Wright.
Who's now coaching at IU.
He's coaching at IU, who is the uncle of
Caleb Wright.
There you go. Trivia for you, John.
I didn't know the sectional one, but at least I knew the relation with Caleb to Kevin Wright. So Caleb having an outstanding year as a 6'1" sophomore guard. Bill Bowen, the head coach for Sheridan, 9-8 in his first year there, 229 and 255 in his 23rd year overall of coaching. Sheridan has 7 juniors and 3 sophomores on their varsity roster. They do not have a senior. Then you look at Carroll, opposite story. They have 5 seniors on their roster, 4 juniors and 2 sophomores, and they have 3 seniors in their starting lineup, Jan, those being Austin Coons, Owen Duff, and Jake Skinner.
Yeah, and Carroll plays so well at home. You can see a really good crowd. They've had good crowds all year long, and what they really want to do tonight is get on Sheridan and get on them early. So Sheridan's going to have to really do a good job to stay in this ball game.
And refresher for those folks who missed our pregame segment. Let's go run through the keys to victory for both teams again. Jan, I know you talked about tempo being a big key.
No doubt about it. Two different approaches to basketball. Carroll will want to get out and go. They'll shoot some threes. Bill Bowen is all about tempo, playing hard-nosed defense, and being a really good shot selection in the half court.
The head coach for Carroll is Adam Tussinger in his first year with the program, and of course the record of 14-3. For Carroll, they are second in the Hoosier Heartland Conference, and they are right behind Taylor. Taylor is 6-0 in conference play. Their overall record is 14-3. And Taylor, in case you're wondering, plays Tri-Central tonight, and Tri-Central is struggling this year. They are 1-5 overall. They are 5-13, 1-5 in conference play, and 5-13 overall. So Taylor trying to stay atop the Hoosier Heartland Conference standings, and Carroll is right behind them at a game and a half behind. So 2 games back in the win column, a game back in the loss column. So Carroll would like to have this game, and of course, if you're Taylor, you want to keep Carroll at bay.
No doubt about it. Carroll has a lot at stake here. 5 games left of this season. Number 2, as you talked about, conference is a piece of that. They're just waiting for Taylor to make a slip up. Plus, they want to really finish strong these last 5 games going into their sectional 38.
Carroll has, after tonight, 2 road games, one against Lafayette Jeff and Frankfort. Again, Carroll's a 2A school, remember that. They got to go to 4A Lafayette Jeff tomorrow after today, and then on the Valentine's Day, they go to Frankfort, then they're home against Taylor, then they're at Western and at Eastern Greentown to close out the regular season. For Sheridan, after tonight, they don't play a game for another 8 days. So they've had an interesting schedule in February where they play 1 game. They played Indianapolis Heron on February 2nd, beat them handily, 73-36. This game tonight, then they don't play again until Western Boone, which is a road game for them on February 18th. Then at Fountain Central, they close out the regular season against Frontier and Waldron, who are all 1A programs, those last 3 schools.
Yeah, and Sheridan, as you mentioned, John, 4 out of the last 5 will be on the road. Their next really big opponent, other than Carroll, will be Fountain Central, who's 15-4. So 2 out of the 5, or 2 out of 6 counting tonight, really big games with really good ball clubs.
Caleb Wright jumps it up against Jake Skinner. Skinner wins the tip, sending it back to Owen Duff. We are underway from Carroll and Flora. 3, right corner, offline from Austin Coons. Offensive rebound, putback goes up a mile in the air from Skinner, out of bounds, and the referee says it is off of Sheridan. So Carroll retains possession.
Well, Skinner's a workhorse inside, 6'4". They'll utilize him a lot in the paint.
And that shot doesn't go down. Rebounded by Tyler Garner. First offensive possession for Sheridan. Last time I saw Carroll play was December 16th against Rossville, where they won 59-38. That kept them unbeaten. But then they had losses to Wabash and Tipton before riding the ship again. And that pass right there by DeCrane knocked away. On the run, Huerta. Huerta in the lane has to kick it out to Skinner. And Carroll resets. Skinner, one dribble, draws a crowd, kicking it out to Coons for three, and that's off the mark.
Yeah, we talked about tempo. Sheridan showed that 1-4 high, and they'll just really try to do ball motion and work the defense as much as they can to get the best shot.
Garner kicking it out. There's Wright for three. And a rebound for Austin Coons. Both teams trying to settle into some kind of a groove offensively. The Carroll JV boys won soundly tonight over Sheridan, 68-42. As Carroll turns it over here for the first time. Sheridan's in danger of turning it over here, but they managed to hang on. Parker Williams wide open under the basket. Had a gimme, couldn't hit it. And Viney the rebound, contact everywhere. And we got a foul on Parker Williams.
Yeah, missed what he should have got, but the last thing you want to do there is then turn around and get a foul 60 feet from the bucket.
Picks up the frustration foul, the first foul of the contest, and Owen Duff inbounds for Carroll. Carroll scoring 69 points a game, allowing 46. Sheridan scoring 57 points a game and allowing 50. So Sheridan, based on the numbers, look like they might be able to hang with Carroll defensively.
Well, the problem Sheridan's going to have is a matchup, so that's why they're going to play, I guess, a lot of zone just so they can stay with Carroll.
Skinner finishes off the nice pass from Chris Huerta, and Carroll gets on the board first.
Yeah, and they just don't match up man-to-man real well with Skinner.
DeCrane averages 13 points, 5 assists per game. He just passed it away. It's their second leading scorer behind Wright.
But what a fun scenario for Sheridan with no seniors, just a lot of opportunity to grow a lot of young kids.
Sheridan's second turnover of the contest. Three by Huerta, and 3 points for number 3 for Carroll.
Yeah, and then Carroll can do that. They'll hit the three on you, and Sheridan's going to have to really be careful here, allowed a huge run out of Carroll.
DeCrane is trapped. Finds Garner. Garner on the move, working against Skinner. Garner up and under, blocked by Skinner. Williams gets the board, though. Out to DeCrane
there
for
you
three.
Go. That was big. Carroll was just about to go on a potential big run here. Nice answer with Sheridan.
And DeCrane can shoot it reasonably well. He is 30% from out there. Turnover by Carroll, and that leads to a bucket by Parker Williams on the other side. So in the blink of an eye, Sheridan scores 5 in a row, and we're tied.
Well, Carroll has to do a better job taking care of the basketball. Great pass.
And there is that nice feed inside to Griffin Viney. He's the third different Carroll Cougar to score so far.
Gets Skinner the assist. Nice look.
DeCrane to Williams. Parker Williams looks for help and finds Bell. Handing off to Wright. Wright with a deep three. I think somebody might have got a piece of that as it went out of bounds, but no, they say they did not, so it is just Carroll basketball.
Now, he's a pretty good shooter, but I think he kind of lost track exactly where he was. He was a good 4 feet behind the three-point line. You get that shot any day.
Eli Harshbarger checks into the game for the first time for Carroll. He's number 10 in white, and he just got the basketball. Huerta with a skip. Good ball movement by the Cougars. Harshbarger open for three, and the rebound to Wright. Sheridan tries to tie or get in front. We've played half of the first quarter.
But I'll tell you, this tempo, I think Carroll okay with this tempo, but Sheridan is starting to dictate, quite honestly, this slower half-court pace, John, and that's exactly what they wanted to accomplish, at least early.
Owen Bell weaves his way in and scores to tie the game up for Sheridan. Duff with a bad pass, tried to get it to Skinner, and it got knocked away by Williams. and then Sheridan turns it over right back on the other side. So both teams have turned it over 3 times.
It's neither team real crisp here early. Timeout, Carroll.
So Carroll wants to talk things over briefly, and while they do that, we'll remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Healthy Communities of Clinton County Coalition, which was formed in 2006 as a partnership of healthcare providers, service care providers, educators, and community leaders who are interested in addressing issues of health in the Clinton County community. Now, over 15 years later, the coalition is still committed to making permanent changes by encouraging policy, systems, and environmental changes with the desire to always make the healthy choice the easy choice. For more information, visit healthyclintoncounty.org.
I don't think Carroll real happy with what they provided here in the first few minutes. Certainly they're tied, but they have not been sharp with the basketball. And Sheridan's not that ball club you can overlook. You talked about Jeff tomorrow and then Taylor, big matchup in a couple weeks. So you can't overlook anybody here, though.
Noah Falkenberg also checked in for Carroll, one of their 5 seniors. He just passed it out to Skinner. Here's Huerta working against that zone defense. Finds Harshbarger. Huerta with a shot fake. Huerta zips it to Harshbarger. Touch pass. Inside, Skinner got it.
Well, that's patience. And when they got Skinner cutting through, he's got enough length. That was a really nice half-court set for Carroll.
Carroll by 2, coming up on 2 minutes left in period 1. Wright zips it out to DeCrane. All starters still in for Sheridan. Carroll's made a couple subs. Wright trying to create. He's got the taller Falkenberg on him. Now DeCrane with the runner.
Not a bad move. Got to finish, though.
Huerta, the Carroll rebound. Huerta with a nice move. Shot fake by Duff. Nothing there. Skinner for 3. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds, and they say it went off of Harshbarger. So,
take a look.
Basketball.
Going downhill. You hear a lot of coaches and announcers talking about going downhill, referencing going to the bucket. Good things happen when you're going to the hoop.
Sheridan trying to get something going offensively here. They have gone a couple minutes without a basket here. Ball knocked away, and that's a turnover. Steal, and Duff can't finish. Put back by Skinner is off the mark, and Williams comes down with it. Wright throws it away. Up the floor. Skinner layup good. Don't want to get Carroll going in transition if you're Sheridan.
Yeah, you can see Coach Bill Bowen not happy with just being a little too impatient. And when you're impatient against a good ball club, typically equals turnovers.
DeCrane picks it up. He's got Duff hounding him. Throws it almost away, but Wright comes down with it and a whistle. I think Sheridan wants to talk it over. Yes, and Bill Bowen just called a timeout. Look at that last play here. What a pass from Huerta that led to the layup by Skinner.
Well, Sheridan had some decent half-court sets there. Coach Bill Bowen talking to his very young ball club. And you got to use these timeouts against with a young ball club.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Ardente Dental, which is a team of professional smile makers dedicated to leading the community to optimal health. Straighten your smile and improve your confidence today by contacting Ardente Dental at 765-654-7222 or by visiting ardentedental.com. So now it's Sheridan who tries to regroup. Both coaches having to spend timeouts here in the first quarter.
Well, it's not a huge lead by Carroll, but Bill Bowen understands Carroll is that ball club that could put 10 in just like that. And next thing you know, you're down 10, 15 points. He just cannot allow that to happen. So wisely use his timeout to try to get regrouped a little bit.
Caleb Wright, by the way, yet to score. The team's leading scorer had it, just passed it away to Bell. Now this is DeCrane. Lost it in the lane. Turnover number 5 on Sheridan. Down the floor, Duff. Duff with a layup, fouled on the drive. They say he committed the foul. Offensive foul, and he extended the elbow. One more look at it here.
Yeah, let's see if he gets set. Really close call. Pretty good call.
That's the first foul on Carroll. Only one foul apiece for both teams so far.
That's one of those calls. If you're Sheridan, you love it. If you're Carroll, you hate it. That's that close call.
Right out to Gardner. Bell. Trying to set something up to Crane. Working on Coons. Coons forces him to give it up. Duff. Knocked away by Huerta.
Carroll's just too good a ball club. You're not going to do a lot of dribbling. But then Carroll turns around, and they're impatient a little bit.
So, yeah, and that's been kind of a problem and for both these teams.
Yeah, it really
in this
has.
quarter. That's about the third instance I've seen where Carroll turns it over, Sheridan gives it right back, or Carroll turns it over and Sheridan gives it right back. It just seems to go both ways sometimes. DeCrane walks it up. He's got a three-pointer tonight. Hands it off to Wright. They've mixed up defenders on Wright. They put Duff on him. They put Falkenberg on him.
Good.
And Wright able to get it inside to Parker Williams, who gets clobbered going to the line.
Well, what was Williams doing? He was moving without the ball, going downhill, perfect pass, going to the rim, and got fouled. That's a much better job for the Blackhawks of executing that half court with movement. Key is half court. You cannot stand. You got to move.
That's Huerta's first foul, the team's second. Parker Williams has struggled mightily at the free throw line this year, 46%. And, well, that first one, you can kind of see why.
Yeah.
Falkenberg checks out. Griffin Viney is back in.
Well, we talked about, especially on the road, if you're the visiting team, you got to hit free throws to stay in games on the road.
Sheridan shoots 67% from the foul line collectively. Williams off on that one as well, rebounded by Coons. 17 seconds left for the Cougars. They've scored 4 points in a row. Can they get another basket here before the end of the quarter? Viney tries to give it to him and does.
Good shot. Nice turnaround jumper from 6.
A 6-0 run here for Carroll. 4 seconds, 3. Runner, right, no. Rebound, and that does it for the first quarter as Duff secures the end of it. It's Carroll by 6 as we head to the second. 13-7 they lead on the ISC Sports Network.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
There is something for everyone to love at Mulberry Pizza King. We have fresh salads, hot sandwiches, frozen treats, and fountain drinks. And of course, pizza! Always made to order and cooked in our ovens until your pizza is fit for a king. So come see why we've been a Mulberry tradition since 1974. Dine in at 137 South Glick Street in Mulberry or call 765-296-2344 to place a carry-out order.
Don't forget, Mulberry Telecommunications currently offers service in Mulberry, Dayton, rural Lafayette, rural Frankfort, and other communities in Clinton and Tippecanoe County. Fiber internet packages start at just $49.95 a month. For more information, go to mintel.net. Mulberry Telecommunications, it's the best gig in town. And don't forget, we are coming soon to Flora. Sheridan hasn't had a basket in nearly 5 minutes. Trying to change that here. They have ridden their starters the whole way up until, well, now they put their first sub in the game, Eli Kolb, to start the second quarter. He's number 30 in black on your screen. DeCrane through the lane, in trouble. Pass deflected and stolen by Skinner.
Got no man's land, nowhere to go with the ball.
Huerta to Skinner. All the way to the other side, Viney drives, dishes to Skinner. He's in trouble. Just powers his way up and scores. He leads all scorers now with 8 points.
Starting to get just a little bit away from the Blackhawks. They need an answer here, John.
The fall away by Kolb. No.
Not a bad shot.
And Viney the rebound. He was fouled.
Sheridan got a good shot, just didn't fall. The problem is the height advantage and length advantage of Carroll taking its toll with not a lot of second shot opportunities for the Blackhawks.
So after Kolb missed the turnaround, he committed the foul there, his first. Both teams have 2 team fouls. Huerta takes it up. He's got a 3-pointer tonight. 4 points for Griffin Viney and 8 for Skinner. That's the Carroll scoring. And a miscommunication there as Coons tried to jump the pass out to Harshbarger and threw it out of play. That's turnover number 6 on Carroll. DeCrane inbounds. There's Bill Bowen, the head coach for Sheridan, standing near DeCrane, hoping his team can figure some things out here. DeCrane in the corner. It was deflected out. I think Skinner touched it last, so Sheridan hangs on to it. DeCrane looks, and a whistle.
Offensive
and
foul.
we're pointing the other way. If this is on Kolb, it's his second. It is. Yep, they call that one on Eli Kolb.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So 3 team fouls on Sheridan. And that also goes down as a turnover in the stat sheet. So that's the 8th on Sheridan.
We've talked about it multiple times now. Sheridan, when they've come in the half court and got some movement, they've got some decent shots. They have to always keep moving on that half court.
This is an 8-0 run by Carroll. Dump down, Skinner can't quite finish. Got his own rebound, now he does.
Sheridan doesn't get a check out there. They could have gotten over the back if they checked out. A lot of learning for the young Blackhawks.
Also a newcomer into the game for Sheridan, Evan Krupp, a 6-foot junior. He's number 3 in black. Huerta down the lane. Viney on the attack. Out to Duff for 3, bullseye.
Yeah, just great spacing, good ball movement. Carroll, and Sheridan's going to have to use another timeout.
This is a full timeout, and the run is now 13-0. Remember, Sheridan looked like they had Carroll on the ropes a little bit, tied this game at 7, and since then it's been all Carroll. Here's a look at Jake Skinner doing work inside.
Yeah, you got to check out there. You just really got to overemphasize blocking out, checking out against a much taller and a much older Skinner.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Defining Looks Wig, Hair, and Nail Salon. At Defining Looks, we know that shopping for a wig can be intimidating, which is why we strive to make your experience fabulous and ensure that you receive the best quality service available. For more information, visit defininglooks.com. Defining Looks, be your own kind of beautiful.
Well, you talked about how efficient Carroll has been in this 6-game winning streak. 75, 87, 71, 66, 63, 77. Their offense has been pretty consistent.
And they really feed off of the opposing team's mistakes. I mean, Sheridan was doing a good job taking care of the ball early, but now they have more turnovers than points. 8 turnovers, 7 points.
Yeah, they've only had 1 loss, and that was to Wabash early on at home. They've really played well at their home.
Sheridan now going on close to about 10 minutes without a basket. Evan Krupp sends it to Wright. Again, right there, leading scorer, still has not scored. Dribbles it back out. And a drive.
Gotta move. Cut through the basket, come up. There you go.
DeCrane trying to drive on Skinner to Wright. Viney comes out and fouls him. Tried to go for the steal, hit him on the arm. That's his first.
You can see out of that timeout, Sheridan doing a much better job. See the other players starting to move just a little more. Carroll puts so much pressure on you to move because they're quick and they got some good size inside.
That's his first and the team's third. Long inbound pass all the way out to Wright. I mean, even that is very difficult and contested. Wright's pass nearly deflected and stolen by Duff, but it goes out of bounds. Stays with Sheridan. The Sheridan scoring looks like this. Trent DeCrane has 3, Owen Bell and Parker Williams each have 2. DeCrane looking around, got it into Kolb. DeCrane sliding, driving on Viney. And has to circle it back out. The length of Carroll right now, you can just tell, is a problem.
Taking its toll.
But a nice little lob in there by DeCrane, and that breaks what's almost a nearly 10-minute scoring drought for Sheridan. But then Carroll right back. They almost get a layup out of Falkenberg, but he misses. Wright on the move. Wright spins, and his shot gets partially blocked. Kolb can't secure it. Duff does. Up to Viney, and he misses. He thought he was fouled, but they play on. Nate Henshaw grabbed that rebound. Henshaw, another one of the newcomers into the game.
He thought he was fouled, and a whole lot of Carroll fans thought he was fouled. No call, and here's a call goes against the Blackhawks here. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a good call. Backing in, had solid position.
And DeCrane picks up his first. That is the fourth on Sheridan as a team. Sheridan not very deep. They only have 10 players on their varsity roster. I guess they could go into their JV if they wanted. And they've played now 8 of those 10 players. Huerta brings the ball up. We've been tied twice. Other than that, Carroll has led nearly the entire way.
Sheridan in a little bit of a 1-3-1 half-court trap. Good move by Coach Bowen to throw a little wrinkle in here.
Huerta somehow keeping the ball from his feet, and that leads to a layup for Viney.
And you see a veteran team taking advantage there.
That's how you stay 14-3 on the year. Carroll's made so many hustle plays just like that. Wright trapped in the corner, throws it out to DeCrane. He's left all alone for 3. Rebound comes off to Huerta. Huerta with 3 points and 2 assists so far this evening as we near the 3-minute mark of the first half. 3 by Duff. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Carroll's really settling down now. Good spacing, taking their time and just executing right now.
Since it was a 7-7 tie, Carroll has outscored Sheridan 18-2. Batted away by Skinner. He comes up with a theft. Traffic, and it ends up back in the hands of Skinner for the layup. I mean, there was all kinds of traffic around the basket, yet Skinner always seems to be near where the ball is. He's got 12.
Yep, the experienced play of Carroll's slowly but surely taking his toll here.
And Tyler Garner, the third leading scorer for Sheridan, scores. Duff misfires on the 3, and the rebound by Evan Krupp. DeCrane on the move. Tries to set up the offense. Leaves it for Garner, and I think Garner traveled. Yep, he did.
He had the shot earlier and elected not to shoot it against a team that is as good as Carroll. Man, when you got an opening, you got to take advantage when you have the opening and don't allow them to close on you defensively.
Carroll, of course, knowing they've got the 16-point lead, using a little bit of clock here. But Huerta's left all alone for 3. You can't let that happen. That's his second 3 of the night. He knocked down several threes in the game we did earlier this year against Rossville, and he's already got 2 here tonight, but then a response by DeCrane on the other side.
DeCrane going in and going up strong, and that's what you got to do is just keep competing if you're young.
He's got 7 points. Huerta tries again for 3. Hits again.
Wow, Carroll on fire now, John.
Chris Huerta's got 3 threes. Owen Duff has 2, and it's Carroll by 20. And DeCrane has to save it from going into the backcourt. He ends up throwing it out of bounds. Turnovers mounting for Sheridan. They now have 11.
That's taking their toll. When you're young and you're going against a very experienced ball club, you have a tendency to push a little bit. You're seeing Carroll on the other end, just great spacing, tons of confidence at home, and really playing well right now. They were off to a little shaky start early, but really have settled down.
Duff on the attack, down low the pass, and the layup is good for Skinner. And Skinner now with 14 points. He's got 8 in this quarter alone and 14 for the game. And that foul's against Evan Krupp. That's his first and the 5th team foul on Sheridan.
Well, we talked about Sheridan has lost 3 out of their last 4. Rossville 10-9, Delphi 10-9. Taylor, who we talked about, leads this conference 14-3. So they've played some rough competition coming into this game and just have to learn how to compete against this upper echelon in the Hoosier Heartland Conference.
And Skinner hits the free throw. Carroll now with their biggest lead of the night at 23, 36-13. They only led by 6 at the end of this quarter, into the first quarter, I mean. And I think Huerta ends up fouling Owen Bell. Yep. And that's Huerta picking up his second. At that last and one play, Duff with that beautiful pass inside to Skinner, and he's a matchup nightmare down low.
He really is. He's a lefty, so going to that left side is very comfortable for him.
So Huerta checks out with those 2 fouls. Back in, Austin Coons. Also, Harshbarger checks back in as well. And Duff reaches in and tries to steal it away from DeCrane. He commits the foul. That is his second.
John, you talked about the maturity on this Carroll ball club. 4 seniors, 4 juniors, and 1 sophomore. So very, very veteran ball club, but still they'll have 5 coming back at a minimum next year.
And Noah Falkenberg just checked in for Owen Duff, who goes to the sideline with those 2 fouls. Don't want him picking up number 3 in the final minute of the second quarter. DeCrane sets it up for Garner. DeCrane slashing, got around him and scored as he beat Harshbarger.
Yeah, he's shown some nice moves, and he's able to finish there. That's the thing that just takes some confidence and work, is to be able to finish against a much taller, stronger ball club.
He's got 6 of their 8 points in the second quarter, does DeCrane. Viney through traffic, scores. I think wave it off, he traveled.
He did.
So Sheridan's got 16.8 seconds to work with. 7th turnover of the game by Carroll. You got your first half stats and analysis coming up at the half.
Well, Bowen reaching out and once again telling his ball club, listen, slow down and execute.
But DeCrane right now feels like he has the edge, taking anybody off the dribble.
Yeah, and I think that's what Bill wanted. He read kind of a call to play, had the other players kind of spread out. To your point, this young man right here has made a little noise inside and was trying to get an isolation play for him.
That foul is on Skinner. Jake Skinner just picked up his first, team 6th. DeCrane to the line where he shoots 72% this year. Left it short though. Sheridan's had 3 free throws so far tonight. They've missed all 3.
And we talked about on the road, if you're going to compete against a better ball club, free throws are such a big part of allowing you to stay in the game.
DeCrane's second one. Got that.
Go.
He's got 10. Harshbarger back to Skinner. Skinner up the floor. A 3 on the way by Coons. I don't think it would have counted anyway. But still, Carroll leading by as many as 23. They lead by 20 at the half, 36-16. Your halftime show comes up when we return on the ISC Sports Network.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable. Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable.
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable.
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Mulberry Telecommunications is proud to announce the next generation in awesome, Mintel TV. With the Mintel TV streaming app, you aren't confined to just your TV, but you need 2 things: high-speed fiber internet from Mulberry Telecommunications and a Mintel TV subscription. Available on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV, and more, with features that include Cloud DVR, Restart TV, Look Back options, and Pause Live TV. Mintel TV is definitely the next generation of awesome. Current customers call 765-296-2885 for your free upgrade. New customers visit Mintel.net to sign up today.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
McCulling in time. Oh, no! It's good.
This one is good.
There you go.
Wow, Dawson makes a great catch.
Spin, win, 3, bury it for Leland Walker.
Tie the game they do with the dunk by Malik Edmonds. What a play.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel a little momentum starting to fall Ellen's way.
Got it in the air. Wrestler! Wrestler! Whoa! Carroll enjoying a 36-16 halftime lead. And also, they are enjoying senior night. Along with Jan Bozer, I'm John Herrick. Thank you for being with us on the ISC Sports Network. And Jan, this is also very nice to be able to celebrate senior night. You know, again, you're coming down the end of the season. You only have so many games left, and you get to enjoy this. Not senior night, homecoming, but still, it doesn't seem like that long ago where we could hardly enjoy these things because of COVID, and now everything's back to being full capacity, and everybody's able to enjoy these things in person now.
Yeah, what a fun night to have homecoming tonight, and you see the king. Were you ever king of your school?
No. I just went to homecoming. Yeah, right.
Wait, here's the big moment.
I guess they're about to.
There it is.
So the homecoming king is Owen Duff.
Wow. Well, congratulations. You have to get a lot of respect from your schoolmates and all those types of things to be elected homecoming. Good for him. What an honor. Now, wait a minute. So the girl he escorted gets queen, and he's the king.
Yeah.
Now, that's pretty cool.
So congratulations to Grace on being homecoming queen.
That's awesome.
And really awesome moments for all of those kids as well.
Nice-looking young people. Really good.
14-3 is Carroll's record, Jan, and this was a game early on where Carroll was tied with Sheridan at 7-all. Sheridan was kind of mixing it up a little bit, playing very well defensively, keeping themselves in this game, but the problem is just too much Carroll. Carroll started to find a way to cause turnovers and disrupt everything, and it's an uphill battle now for Sheridan.
And even Carroll really kind of got off to a little bit of a shaky start in the first 3.5 minutes. Since that time, they've really settled down. They showed their maturity. They showed their experience, and just it's really difficult for a very, very young Blackhawk team and really not a lot of hype. Carroll has all the things that Sheridan kind of needs to get to in order to compete at this level. And all Sheridan can do with this young ball club is just keep playing hard. Don't look at the scoreboard. Learn to get better.
Sheridan's 9-8 on the year, trying to avoid dropping down to 500, and Carroll trying to continue their hot streak. They have won 6 in a row, well on their way to making it 7 as they lead by 20 at the break. We'll give you the individual numbers and more statistics when we come back in just a moment. You're watching high school boys basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Henry. Henry is hip. Henry loves the new Mintel TV streaming app. And check out Helen. With features like Cloud DVR, Restart, and Look Back TV, Helen never misses her favorite shows. And this is Bob. Bob can't contain his excitement for the new Mintel TV streaming app. Bob is proving that you actually can teach an old dog new tricks. What do you say, Bob? Does the Mintel TV app get a thumbs up? All right, Bobby-o. Mintel TV, the next generation of awesome, upgrade today. Finding affordable quality reproductive health care isn't always easy. Did you know that there's now a family planning and reproductive health clinic in our area that is income-based? Services include Pap tests, breast cancer screenings, pregnancy tests, sexually transmitted infection and HIV testing, same-day birth control placement, filled prescriptions, and free condoms. Services are on an income-based sliding scale. Visit 1234 Rossville Avenue or call 659-6063 for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
Many communities in rural America are often overlooked as underserved. These communities are being left behind due to lack of internet and access to state-of-the-art technology. That's why Mulberry Telecommunications provides rural broadband services and technology and is growing their presence in north central Indiana. Because every community deserves infrastructure and beyond. To learn more, contact us today.
Has it, leaps the man, still on his feet. Stevens lunges. Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
It is a 36-16 lead for the Carroll Cougars over the Sheridan Blackhawks here on the ISC Sports Network. Looking at some of the plays that Carroll made, especially with that big second quarter they had where they outscored Sheridan 23-9. Led in the first half for Carroll by Jake Skinner, 15 points for him, 9 for Chris Huerta on 3 threes, and then Griffin Viney and Owen Duff each have 6. So there's one of the baskets there from Griffin Viney. And for Sheridan, only one player making a big production offensively, and that is Trent DeCrane, who has 10 points. And he's got 10 of their 16, Jan, single-handedly trying to just keep them barely within striking distance right now.
Yeah, I thought the senior, the 6'4", Jake Skinner, really made it difficult for Sheridan with what he can do inside. And I like how he moves, too. You've seen different offensive sets where we talked about him going downhill, moving towards the bucket. When you're 6'4" with some good length and you got the wisdom of a senior, that's a whole lot for a young ball club to handle inside.
Yeah, Skinner making that basket and that one as well. And traffic, it somehow looks like every time he's got somebody near him, he's still able to fight off the defenders and get a clean look. But wonder if Sheridan can build on something like what they got here with DeCrane. He seems to have that floater going, and maybe it'll take some pressure off of Caleb Wright, because their leading scorer for Sheridan, Caleb Wright, averaging 18 points a game, has not scored in this one.
I think what Bill Bowen's talking about at halftime, guys, we can't score with them when we go out of control. So we have to be patient, good spacing and movement, and not get caught up in a pace that we don't play very good at. You got to play at the pace you're comfortable with.
And also Sheridan with 11 first-half turnovers, Carroll with 7. So, Jan, if you're Sheridan, how do you cut down on those giveaways?
Well, as I talked about, don't get caught up in trying to match their pace. They can't compete at that pace. Sheridan is, at this point with this young ball club, especially with the lack of a big guy inside, they've got to play where under control what they can handle and just pluck away at this lead a little at a time. But it's going to be big for them to get some stops. Offense is a problem. Defense might even be a bigger problem. They got to check out, overemphasize check out. Try to get some fouls on Skinner inside.
Speaking of Skinner, I think at this point, you just, if you are Carroll, play through Jake Skinner at this point.
Every other possession needs to go through him. Absolutely. Because you want that defense to collapse. They hit some nice threes. That's all because of the attention that Skinner gets inside the paint.
36-16 is the halftime score for Carroll. It's just a festive night all throughout the night here in Flora. We got homecoming night. We got.
Is that the worm? Is that
was the worm?
Can you do the worm?
Oh, a long time ago I could, but not now. Definitely not now. 15-year-old me could do it. 35-year-old me, not so much. But great to see so many folks having fun here tonight at Carroll.
Yeah, this is fun.
The JV team for Carroll, they beat Sheridan to start off the evening, and the varsity on their way to doing so unless Sheridan can have a big second half. We will have the second half for you when we come back in just a moment. You're watching high school boys basketball on the ISC Sports Network.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
There is something for everyone to love at Mulberry Pizza King. We have fresh salads, hot sandwiches, frozen treats, and fountain drinks. And of course, pizza. Always made to order and cooked in our ovens until your pizza is fit for a king. So come see why we've been a Mulberry tradition since 1974. Dine in at 137 South Glick Street in Mulberry or call 765-296-2344 to place a carry-out order.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable! Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Mulberry Telecommunications is proud to announce the next generation in awesome, Mintel TV. With the Mintel TV streaming app, you aren't confined to just your TV, but you need two things: high-speed fiber internet from Mulberry Telecommunications and a Mintel TV subscription. Available on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV, and more, with features that include Cloud DVR, Restart TV, Look Back options, and Pause Live TV. Mintel TV is definitely the next generation of awesome. Current customers call 765-296-2885 for your free upgrade. New customers visit Mintel.net to sign up today.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left.
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
Has to finish.
You get a layup, take it, and an and one.
At Defining Looks on Sagamore Parkway North in Lafayette, talk to a specialist and discuss your specific needs for wigs or toppers. Defining Looks is committed to helping anyone experiencing hair loss to lead a normal lifestyle. Our wigs are of the highest quality, allowing us to customize to your personal style. Shop our large selection for your medical, cosmetic, or fashion needs. Confident, bold, and fashionable. Be your own kind of beautiful at Defining Looks. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay. Still having fun, John.
Yeah, extended halftime tonight with homecoming festivities going on here at Carroll. Dance team's gotten to come out. We've heard, let's see, Uptown Funk from Bruno Mars. We've heard Yeah by Usher. A lot of great music here at halftime, and it's been a great contest for Carroll. They lead 36 to 16. And the big story and the big reason that Carroll has this monster lead at this point, Jan, is because Jake Skinner already has almost as many points as the entire Sheridan team does by himself. He has 15 of Carroll's 36.
Well, we've mentioned multiple times he does a great job of moving without the ball. He's got great length, runs the floor. That's a lot of times the bigs inside don't do that great a job of running the floor, but boy, he has just played all facets of the basketball game early here in the first half.
And look at the way he fights inside, too. I mean, he just barely – it just looks like he's
good pass
effortless.
there. Yeah, good. We'll take a look at the and one here. Just great bounce pass, goes up, uses that left hand away from the rim. Really good first half from Skinner. Impressive for the big senior.
As far as foul trouble goes, there are a few players who have 2 fouls. You've got Chris Huerta, who has 2. Owen Duff also has 2 for Carroll. And then only 1 player in foul trouble for Sheridan. That is Eli Kolb, who has 2 fouls. Don't forget, folks, Mulberry Telecommunications is coming soon to the Flora area. So now is the time to make sure that you sign up. Fiber internet packages start at just $49.95 a month. For more information, be sure to visit mintel.net. Mulberry Telecommunications, it's the best gig in town, and where we currently offer service is in Mulberry, Dayton, rural Lafayette, rural Frankfort, and other communities, of course, in Clinton and Tippecanoe County. And also, we'll remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Scott Young of One Midwest Financial. Scott Young offers a wide range of products and services that can help clients get the stability needed to face life's surprises. Scott will work in sync with his clients to uncover their financial goals, review the state of your financial health, and identify strategies to guide you up and down the financial mountain. Email Scott at syoung@onemidwestfp.com. About a minute away from tip-off here, Jan. Let's just go keys to the second half for both teams here.
Well, I think what Carroll was able to settle down with the mistakes early, Sheridan's a team that they should beat on paper, and they know that. They're, young people look at these things too. But you typically have a tendency to play to the level of your competition. So what Carroll needs to do is play Carroll ball and not look at the scoreboard. For Sheridan, we talked about it. Slow down, play at a tempo that they're comfortable with. They've got to play a little stronger on the defensive side, see if they can find some stops, really emphasize checking out to really stop that second chance opportunity.
9th is what Carroll is ranked in Class 2A, 14-3. Also, we've talked a lot about Bill Bowen for Sheridan tonight. But what a job Adam Tussinger has done for Carroll in his first year coaching, leading them to this 14-3 record.
Yeah, this is literally his first head coaching job, I believe, and really doing a great job taking over a ball club that was so effective at 24-2 last year. And I think they have really high expectations of what they can accomplish this year. Take that momentum from last year. Now they're 14-3, finished strong. They could be a contender come tournament time.
Not far away we are from finding out the sectional pairings in the sectional pairings show coming up. Of course, girls basketball deep in the playoffs right now. A couple weeks we'll have the state championship on the girls basketball side. Sheridan is in sectional 43 and Carroll is in sectional 38.
Now, you mentioned Carroll ranked number 9 in the 2A polls this week, and certainly well deserving of that. So, we talked about the expectation of this town, this school, the coaching staff. There's a lot of expectation. So you're only going to produce in tournament time if you finish strong and have a ton of momentum going into tournament time.
Griffin Viney zips it inside. Owen Duff, fresh off being named the homecoming king, gets fouled under the basket, so he's got a pair of free throws coming up.
Now the pressure's on him. If you're a king, you got to get free throws, you got to cut, you got to do everything. Kings do everything right.
They do.
So pressure's on the king now.
And Trent DeCrane just picked up his second foul, so that's one player, if you are Sheridan, you cannot afford to get in foul trouble. He's your leading scorer with 10 points as Duff knocks down the free throw and hits the second.
Hits them both.
So Duff has 8. Skinner's the lone Carroll player in double figures, but he's got several other of his teammates close to that. Caleb Wright still trying to get on track here.
Yeah, he's been really, they've scouted him pretty well. They've really made it difficult. See, there's another, they're overplaying him.
Huerta gets the steal, and they say he's fouled as the ball goes flying out of play.
Of course, you mentioned Wright, just a sophomore, I believe.
Owen Bell picks that one up. That is his first. And the second on Sheridan already, putting Huerta at the line. Huerta's hit 3 3-pointers tonight, but cannot connect on that free throw. Huerta, one of 4 juniors on this Carroll varsity roster.
Yeah, you talk about young ball club. Sheridan dresses 5 juniors, 5 sophomores, and a lot of the sophomores are getting a ton of playing time.
Huerta goes 1 of 2. He's now the second Carroll player in double figures. He's got 10. Parker Williams trapped. Carroll's lead back to 23, their largest of the game. Nice bank shot in, though, by Tyler Garner.
That's the way to use the glass.
He's got 4. Huerta kicking it, right corner, 3 by Coons.
In and out.
And there's the rebound for DeCrane. DeCrane likes to push, and the ball's kicked here. So it stays with Sheridan.
I really like the way Carroll spaces the floor. Really good teams who shoot well are also teams that really good spacing and have great ball movement, make that extra pass.
DeCrane goes to the corner to Bell. Bell has to back it out. 3 by Caleb Wright, way off the mark. Rebounded by Coons. A lot of contact under the basket, but they decide to let it go forward. Viney with a nice move, and Viney scores off the window.
Yeah, just took advantage of his height and length as well.
Motoring down their way, DeCrane got it to go down.
He's had some success going to the hoop, John.
DeCrane's got 12 of Sheridan's 20 points.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep getting him the ball.
Duff absorbs contact and can't convert. And the rebound by Parker Williams. That was DeCrane playing good defense there. And he pushes and kicks to an open shooter. That is Caleb Wright, but he's off the mark.
He just struggled to get his shot going tonight.
And they finally get him open, but left it a tad short. Viney, nowhere to go with it. Has to zip it out to Skinner, and Williams almost picks it up, but Carroll's able to regain control. Duff. Got it to Coons, and we reset. Huerta dribbles it off his foot, but gets it back. DeCrane playing good defense on Duff, but Duff with a nice pass to Viney for the corner 3. Griffin Viney has 11 points.
Yeah, Viney kind of just snuck over there and let all the attention go on the opposite side of the court. Good cross-court pass, and he nails it.
44-20, Carroll, their new biggest lead, 24. 3 ball, top side made by Owen Bell. His first basket since the first quarter.
Sheridan, maybe they're loosening it up here, just playing a little more loose.
Carroll would go on a 13-0 run, and the game was tied at 7 to make it 20-7. And ever since then, they've just been pouring it on as Chris Huerta makes his first 2-point field goal of the night. Everything else had been a 3 prior to that one. Bell weaving his way through traffic, kicking it to DeCrane. Here comes the double. DeCrane tries to throw it off of Duff and is able to, so it stays with Sheridan. You can bet DeCrane's going to see a lot more defensive coverage. There's that basket by Huerta.
Yeah, Huerta really with a good dribble drive to the top of the key and nails it.
Right, stripped, ball loose, Duff comes up with it. Turnover number 13 on Sheridan, and Huerta hits the lob.
Huerta's just playing loose right now. You can just tell he's playing really loose, having some fun and just really playing well.
I think Williams might have been fouled from behind here. Yep, we're staying on this end. First second half foul against Carroll, and it goes against Austin Coons. That's his first. And Wright checks out. Evan Krupp checks in. So Caleb Wright just shakes his head as he sits down. Has just not been able to get in sync.
I think this is a big move, a good move by Bill Bowen. Youngster struggling a little bit. Set him down, let him think about it a little bit. It's a growing process, and he's frustrated with as much with himself, and he just needs to think about it a little bit.
Third 3 of the game for Owen Duff. That gives him 11. Shot fake, nice move by Garner. Got a decent look, but Skinner's there to clear the rebound off the miss. Duff with a lob to Skinner. Right idea, but a little bit high and out of bounds. That's the 8th turnover on Carroll.
Good idea. Just got the pass a little too high. Here's Skinner. No, this is not Skinner. This is back on the three that they got earlier.
From Duff. Believe it or not, there's been 15 points scored by Carroll in this quarter, none of them from Skinner. It's come from Huerta, Viney, and Duff. DeCrane, open for 3. Yes!
Yeah, he's filling it.
That's the second 3 of the evening for Trent DeCrane. And keep in mind, Sheridan gets him for another year after this one. He's a junior.
Just junior.
And Parker Williams commits the foul there. That is his second and the team's third. Eli Harshbarger just let him stay open a little too long there. Didn't close out quite quick enough.
Tough for a young ball club to go into a team as good as this one and playing with so much confidence.
What a play to Skinner. The lob in there, and Skinner able to knock it in off the glass. Williams draws a crowd, able to find Garner, out to DeCrane through the defense. He's tripped.
That's a much better job of Sheridan of spacing. Here's a nice little lob pass, and in one motion, grabs it, puts it up, John. Not a lot of people can do that.
And that is on Owen Duff, his third. But with that being just the second team foul on Carroll, no free throws. DeCrane plays it in. And Duff sits down with those 3 fouls. Noah Falkenberg is back in. So tonight for Carroll, they've played 7 players. And Sheridan has played 8. Well, DeCrane inbounded it, and it got batted back to him, and then when he did there, he stepped on the line. So that's the 4th.
No, he can't. You can't be the first one to get the ball.
Yeah.
He's got to make another pass.
Yeah, my mistake. He was the first player to touch it, but he's not allowed to be.
Right.
Nice hustle. I mean, that's just Owen Bell going down there trying to get it. I mean, even though he didn't, you got to admire the hustle and the lack of quit.
And that's what you're looking at as Bill Bowen when you're playing a lot of young players. You're going, who's reacting correctly in a situation like this? Is a tough place to be in. You know, you're getting beat pretty good, but who's playing strong? Who's playing hard in spite of the fact, you know, you're not. Your team's, you know, got a pretty good deficit here.
Trent Metzger just came in for the first time. He relieves Huerta, who comes out. And that one was over the head of Metzger into the backcourt, who has to track it down.
Yeah, that kind of stuff will drive. And that's what I talked about earlier about taking your foot off the concentration pedal. You can't do that when you're a team that should be playing really, really well. They have, but can't have those little mental mistakes.
Carroll's got to turn around and play Lafayette Jeff tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of people go, well, you're nitpicking. Well, I'm not, but I guarantee the coach is, because this game is bigger than just playing a team that you can beat. It's about potentially still staying in the conference and playing your best ball going into sectional tournament.
3 off the mark from Coons, but an offensive rebound. Harshbarger to the rack, lays it up and in, and he gets the foul.
And that's the difference between, John, going into the rim soft and going in strong. See, he's going full speed ahead, physically uses his legs, and finishes at the rim. That's exactly, if you're drawing it up, that's the way you draw it up.
Evan Krupp picks up that foul, his second, team's 4th, and the free throw is good for Harshbarger. He is the 5th different Carroll player to score tonight. He's got 3. Trent DeCrane dribbles the ball up the floor. DeCrane with 15 points. Caleb Wright back in the game. Off his foot, able to pick it up. Lost it again. Did Krupp, but he's able to regather it. DeCrane for 3. Oh my, is he just continuing to put together an excellent game. third three for DeCrane. Skinner, I think he might have traveled. Yep. That's the 10th turnover on Carroll.
I know you mentioned it earlier, but it bears mentioning before, that Wright is the grandson of the legendary Bud Wright, long time, 55 years, I believe, coaching the Sheridan Blackhawks football. You couldn't meet a nicer guy if you looked in the world than Bud Wright. He absolutely is one of my all-time favorite people.
Caleb working, shooting. Put a little too much on it. Fight for the rebound. It goes out of bounds. It was last touched by Falkenberg, so it stays with Sheridan.
John, you know what me and Bud Wright have in common?
What's that? You like food.
Our favorite thing is to eat.
I knew you were going to go there.
Yes, Bud loves to eat. We used to go to Smorgasbord together. Man, that's what if you guys can stay with me.
DeCrane inbounds. Has to lob it all the way out top for Caleb Wright to go down and get it. What was your favorite thing to eat when you guys were together? Hot dogs?
Whatever's in front of us.
I was going to guess pizza or hot dogs, but you gave an even more broad answer than I thought you would. Krupp off line on that one, and Coons the rebound for Carroll. 30 seconds left in the third. Skinner steps into a three. Oh my!
The lefty. Man, and that's what makes him special. He's just a player. He can play it all over the court.
20 points now for Jake Skinner. DeCrane has been the big offensive life tonight for Sheridan. Tried to get it to Wright, had it poked free, stays with the Blackhawks as it goes out of bounds off of Carroll. They have 5.8 to shoot in the third. DeCrane inbounding. Looks like we have a whistle.
Well, John, you highlighted earlier defensively how Carroll's been doing. They're averaging giving up just 45.7 all year. Last year, John, they gave up just 44 points a game. So defense clearly is their staple.
Jake Skinner commits that one. That is his second foul, team's third. DeCrane to Krupp with 4. With 3, a whistle again. What do we have this time? And it looks like it's against Skinner based on his reaction. If that's the case, that's his third.
They'll bring him out with 3. Good. Yep. I think Skinner's going to sit down for a little while.
Three seconds now. DeCrane lost it, got it back, and that one's off the mark. Carroll leading by 28 as we go to the fourth next on the ISC Sports Network.
There is something for everyone to love at Mulberry Pizza King. We have fresh salads, hot sandwiches, frozen treats, and fountain drinks. And of course, pizza. Always made to order and cooked in our ovens until your pizza is fit for a king. So come see why we've been a Mulberry tradition since 1974. Dine in at 137 South Glick Street in Mulberry or call 765-296-2344 to place a carry-out order.
I brought you a present. A book.
Follow the adventures of the Ardente Dental team as they fight cavities, gum disease, and create beautiful, healthy smiles.
Inconceivable! Hello, my name is Dr. Snyder. You cause cavities. Prepare to die. Inconceivable!
To make your smile look straight and fine, our braces per month are just $1.99.
Inconceivable!
You keep using that word, I do not think it means what you think it means.
Have fun at Ardente Dental.
Don't forget tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Scott Young of One Midwest Financial. Scott Young offers a wide range of products and services that can help clients get the stability needed to face life's surprises. Scott will work in sync with his clients to uncover their financial goals, review the state of your financial health, and identify strategies to guide you up and down the financial mountain. Email Scott at syoung@onemidwestfp.com.
Well, Sheridan put 15 points on the board in that period. Clearly their best offensive performance, but defensively, Carroll, 23 again. They had 23 in the second.
And they force the 15th Sheridan turnover here. Huerta back in the game for a triple. And the offensive rebound hauled in by Harshbarger. Kicking it back out to Chris Huerta. Duff, the homecoming king, drives down the lane and is fouled on the arm. Duff will head to the line. He's made both of his free throws so far tonight. That's on Evan Krupp. That is his third and the team's 6th foul.
You know, and Duff, one of the seniors on this ball club. It's what you want your seniors to really be leaders and use that experience and help the younger guys. And well, Carroll's been impressive here tonight, John.
Yep. Duff 3 of 3 at the line. He's got 12 points.
You can see why they have, at least to date, really had a solid season. Big game coming up on February the 17th against the number 1 Taylor.
13 points for him and an offensive foul called on Wright.
See, that coach is like that. Here you got a 61-31 lead, but your team's still doing fundamental things like take the charge. Coaches love that. That tells them that their players are still keeping the focus in a game that's kind of lopsided.
First foul on Wright, 7th on Sheridan. Carroll's in the bonus, but no free throws on offensive fouls. Duff. I think we're going the other way here.
I think we are too.
Offensive foul on Noah Falkenberg.
Now all of a sudden Carroll is starting to get all kinds of fouls. That's where a coach is going to say move your feet and not hold. But you hear that term a lot.
Harshbarger deflecting, going after it. He commits a foul now. That's his first and the team's 6th. So now both teams are in the bonus for the final 7 minutes of this one. Big thanks to our entire crew tonight. Sean Walker, our technical director, Pete Gasho on the graphics.
Elijah Mash,
yeah. Our camera operator out at Carroll, and looks like DeCrane lost the ball out of bounds. 17 turnovers on Sheridan. A lot of players have gotten some valuable experience here tonight for both teams. Nearly the entire Carroll roster has played. Same thing with Sheridan. Duff for 3, in and out. Rebound and a foul. Looks like this one is on Falkenberg as we head the other direction. And now it is 1-1 for Sheridan.
We talked about earlier, Carroll going to the big boy gym at Lafayette Jeff, a gym that has been remodeled since you and I were there.
Yeah.
And I have not been back there, but it's a great, great place to play basketball. So the Crawley Center, yeah, that'll be a great opportunity. Jeff not near quite as good as they have been. They're still 10-9, but that's going to be a big, big game for both ball clubs.
Williams hits the front end of a 1-1. By the way, there's 3 fouls on Huerta. That was the first on Falkenberg, so I want to clarify that. Williams makes the second, and the lead is down to 28.
Carroll plays a 4A, a 3A, a 2A, a 3A, and a 2A to finish out the season.
And they're known for playing above their class quite a bit. Driving in Coons to corner to Harshbarger. Out high to Duff.
Carroll's got some good lefties on this ball club.
Huerta finds a little bit of separation to get in the lane and misses. Williams the rebound. Wright trying to score his first basket of the night, still can't. Rebound by Harshbarger. Harshbarger's long pass, couldn't corral it. Austin Coons tried to catch up to it, ran out of bounds. It's just been, Wright has had such a hard time.
Yeah, he's had a tough night. Just sometimes when you're young, you get off to a slow start. Mentally, you have to work on a little bit to just have a short memory and forget about it and move on. And he's had a tough night, that's for sure. He'll be a good, nice ball player. He can just work hard at it.
Risky pass, tipped up and stolen. Duff layup good and a foul. Bad decision there by Bell to commit that one.
Yeah, there's no need to do that. Not a good pass, good anticipation by Carroll, there by Duff.
8th foul on Sheridan, so now the lead is back to 30 for Carroll. It was a 13-0 run that Carroll had in the first half when the game was tied at 7. Carroll led by 6 at the end of the first quarter, then pushed the lead to 13, and before Sheridan finally got a basket to end what was a long scoring drought at the time. Evan Krupp returns to the Sheridan lineup. Duff's free throw to try to complete the three-point play. He does. Owen Duff with 16 points. Jake Skinner with 20. 14 for Chris Huerta. It's the bulk of the scoring for Carroll. Ball goes out of bounds. It was touched last by Duff. Stays with Sheridan.
You know, we talked about last year for Carroll 24. The year before they were at 21 wins. They'll get to 20 again. How about a group of guys, John, 3 years in a row over 20 wins?
Huerta got the steal, but then he ends up giving it right back. Lob to Williams from right. Stolen away again. Duff on the other side.
Good.
Owen Duff having an excellent second half.
That's just having your head up and being aware where your teammates are, getting the ball.
He has 12 points in the second half. 12 points in the second half alone and 18 for the game. Does Owen Duff. Parker Williams against Harshbarger. To Garner. Garner in traffic, forces one up. And Huerta the rebound. Huerta had it knocked from behind. 14 turnovers on Carroll. Ball fake, layup good by Owen Bell.
And that's the one part of this game I don't think Carroll's going to be overly happy with 14 turnovers. You go, well, they're ahead by a bunch, true, but you're playing against getting better, not necessarily that number.
And Harshbarger turns it over. There's a saying in life, I'm not trying to be better than anybody else except the man I was yesterday.
That's right, and that's a great quote.
And Wright misfires on the three. Again, a shot he's made so much this year. And then Duff the rebound, and then a full timeout called by Carroll. So we're just past the midway point of the fourth quarter. Carroll leading by 31. And of course, Jan, they could be in the midst of something special, and right now, this is a conference win that they need to have if they want to make sure that they stay on top of the conference standings or get there. They're chasing Taylor, who's undefeated in the Hoosier Heartland Conference. Taylor, of course, playing Tri-Central tonight, who has struggled this year. They have just one conference win.
Well, Carroll has 2 conference games left. We've highlighted the big one at the 17th. They'll finish the season at Eastern and Greentown, so they got a couple games in the conference still left.
Well, we showed you Jake Skinner in the first half. In the second half, let's show you a lot about Owen Duff.
Yes, sir. Just
stepping into that three, his third one of the game, forcing a big play here with a steal. Gets an and-one opportunity out of it.
Well, they have multiple people, John, that can do some things, but with Duff and Skinner really doing a lot of the core work inside, this is going to be a team that's hard to defend down the stretch.
Skinner inbounds. Duff's in the backcourt with him. Special night for Carroll, homecoming. They enjoyed it. The Carroll JV team won.
Yeah, big night.
Before this one.
A lot of fun.
Carroll and Sheridan have played each other. Now this is the 14th time in the last 35 years. Carroll's won 8 of the 13 previous meetings, and a 3 knocked down by Trent Metzger. His first basket of the night. So Carroll leads by 34. And that one knocked away, and a steal for Duff. Layup good, plus the foul again, and it's the same exact situation. Owen Bell is the one who fouls Duff after he gets the steal. So here's the 3 by Metzger, and then Duff on the other side with the layup.
Well, Duff has done this a couple times now, anticipated that pass and stole the ball. Really good effort on Duff's part. Played very well.
9 fouls on Sheridan. And Duff's free throw to try to complete the three-point play. He does not. So he was 5 of 5 from the line before that miss. Rebounded by Tyler Garner. And that one knocked free by Falkenberg out of bounds. Yep, it's a 35-point lead for Carroll. Well, 36 now. So
right.
When you get to this level of
it only stops on free throws.
Yep,
and timeouts.
Only stops on free throws and timeouts once you get to the 35-point lead or more, and Carroll leads by 36. Sheridan with Nate Henshaw back in the game. He receives the inbound pass. Henshaw steps into a 2. Fight for the rebound, and it goes off the hands of Luke Tanner. Tanner, one of the 2 sophomores on the varsity roster.
Sheridan's going to have to go back and take a look at the film and learn from this and regroup, forget about it, and move on to the next one.
Eli Falkenberg is now in the game, so both Falkenbergs, Eli and Noah. Inbound, layup good to Parker Williams. Parker's got 8, lead now to 34. And ball deflected out by Wright, so
I'm going to keep my eye on that score tomorrow when Carroll goes to Lafayette Jeff. That'll be a very interesting ball game.
Mason Ray checks in, and with that, every player for Carroll off of their starting lineup and bench has played tonight. This is three out of the corner, knocked down by Eli Falkenberg.
Yeah, they've had multiple players really contribute
now.
Yep.
And Nate Henshaw is fouled by Eli Falkenberg. Falkenberg can't believe it. Actually, they get Tanner with that. That's Tanner's first, team's 8th. So 2 free throws for Nate Henshaw. So actually for Nate, these are his first 2 free throw attempts of the season.
Yeah, Sheridan, I really felt like if they were going to be able to stay with Carroll, had to find a way to get to the free throw line. Mentioned that in the keys to the game, and just quite honestly have not been there near enough. And I think you mentioned early on they missed like their first 3, so it just was a night that didn't develop the way they really kind of needed to be competitive against this 9th-ranked Carroll ball club.
Henshaw got them both. Last year, Carroll won this game 66-25, and so Sheridan, one of the positives you take away from it, you scored more in this meeting than you did the last time.
Well, and I've already mentioned now, 20 wins in 3 seasons, so
yep.
I mean, it's been a difficult club for a lot of people to beat.
That turnover right there for Carroll's their 16th. And Parker Williams just continues to be a bright spot for Sheridan. Both he and Trent DeCrane. DeCrane's night finishes with him scoring 18 points. And Carroll trying to be content just to run clock here. I have no idea who number 5 is for Carroll. He's not on the varsity or the JV roster. But whoever he is, he's getting a lot of camera time right now. He's trying to dribble the clock out. He commits over and back.
Not on our roster. The mystery player. And now we'll have at least 6 relatives watching this game go, why don't you know his name?
Oh. Checking in now for Sheridan, Keegan Stout. Shot missed, rebounded by Luke Tanner. That does it. Carroll 74, Sheridan 41. Carroll improves to 15-3 on the year. They are now 5-1 in the Hoosier Heartland Conference, and Sheridan drops to 9-8. They are 2-6 in Hoosier Heartland Conference play. Sheridan, of course, fighting an uphill battle, a lot of youth. A first-year head coach who's in his first year with coaching this basketball team. And Carroll just riding that senior leadership tonight, Jan. Another outstanding performance by the Cougars, who are one of the top 10 teams in Class 2A.
Yeah, they came in and took care of business at home, on homecoming, and really played well. After they got a little off to a rocky start, everything from there was really solid.
Carroll wins it 74-41. Big thanks to all of our crew tonight. Jan Bozer, Sean Walker, Pete Gasho, Eli Mash. For all those fine folks, I'm John Herrick saying so long from The ISC Sports Network studios, your final score for the final time. Carroll 74, Sheridan 41. You've been watching high school boys basketball on the ISC Sports Network, where local lives here.
Mulberry Telecommunications is proud to announce the next generation in awesome, Mintel TV. With the Mintel TV streaming app, you aren't confined to just your TV, but you need two things: high-speed fiber internet from Mulberry Telecommunications and a Mintel TV subscription. Available on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV, and more, with features that include Cloud DVR, Restart TV, look back options, and pause live TV. Mintel TV is definitely the next generation of awesome. Current customers call 765-296-2885 for your free upgrade. New customers visit mintel.net to sign up today.